And we're back. Okay. Where the hell am I? Oh, I'm there. Oh, I made it.
Beginning scan.
BB, we survived.
Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will remain on until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you.
Oh, B, you did make it home.
Decontaminating suit. Rest is advised.
My laundry is gonna be done at a semi-reasonable hour. Okay. Delivery. Not too good.
Way station folks told me all about you. Sam Bridges, with the second expedition, right?
I am the second.
The guy expanding the chiral network on his lonesome. When he's not out making deliveries. So what'd you bring us? Let's see it. Talk about above and beyond. Thanks. Must have had to pass through BT territory to get here too, didn't you?
Yeah, that sucks.
They weren't joking when they said you were a legend.
Kind of crappy. Crappy. Alright, I don't think I need to see all of that. A lot of gold, I'm assuming we're good, yeah. Yay! Woo. Yay! I think. Did something go up? I don't know what happened.
Okay, it's time.
Hey!
You mind connecting us to the network?
Yay! I'm gonna do my waggly key ring. Float for a little bit. Get into the digital world. Damn, you're now data.
Sam, as always, thanks for bringing more folks into the UCA.
Okay. Yay. Mules, yes, those guys sucked. Couplings, mail data, new terminals, recycle. Okay, bunch of shits on the map. Okay, there's not people. Currently organized. Access to the player structure. Oh, nice. Okay.
Looks
Look at
like
you.
we're on the chiral network. And with those materials you brought for our chiral printer, we can produce supplies for you here as needed. Think of it as our way of returning the favor. Now head west and keep on doing what you do.
Put her there, hard.
Good. The distro center's on the network.
Sam, do me a favor. Take your BB to a private room and connect it to the incubator.
Good work.
Honestly, I might go ahead and upload for us. What does recycle do? Oh, okay. We're not. I am not traveling all the fucking time. Yep, that's right. Yep, there you go, buddy. Yay! Boost. 2 boosts for you. 2 boosts for me. 2 boosts for you. Yay! Okay, so let's. I don't. Yeah. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Dead man, you there? Little help?
Okay, Sam. Remove the pod and connect it to that incubator.
Oh, shit.
10.
Good. A temporary excess of stress. Easily addressed if we return it to its mother's womb.
Mother?
Located in the capital Knot City ICU. Brain dead, of course.
You mean still mother?
Correct. A still mother's womb facilitates a connection between the world of the dead and the BB. And you, in turn, connect yourself to a BB, granting you the ability to sense BTs. These pods were designed to simulate the conditions inside a still mother's womb. BBs need to believe they're in one at all times to function properly.
Hey, mom's asleep. Okay.
However, we can only maintain this deception for so long, which is why we must periodically update the environmental data by synchronizing it with a still mother via the chiral network. There. The update is in progress. Right now, the pod is synchronizing with the still mother in capital Knot City and reconfiguring its settings based on the latest data.
Okay.
Returning your BB to the womb in this manner will temporarily reduce its stress levels. That being where it technically belongs, of course.
Kid looks happy.
I'll try adjusting the oxytocin dosage. Autotoxemia should set in much slower from now on. You should remember that BBs are just equipment. Try not to get attached. Each one has been physically removed from its still mother's womb. A process that renders them unpredictable and prone to failure.
It's a baby.
No BB on record has remained in service for over a year. It may need to be retired before this expedition is over.
It's a terrifying conversation.
And then? You saying there's no way to keep my BB alive?
You must understand, there is still a great deal we don't know about BBs.
How did you discover this process?
As we expand the chiral network and recover more past data, perhaps we'll find our answers.
I guess so. I don't know.
Oh, right. You asked me to look into why the BTs might be reacting to your blood. I spoke with Hartman. We should have your results soon. Anyway, get some rest. You and your BB are both exhausted.
Jesus.
Good night, Sam.
Sam Porter Eunuch.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Sam,
Hi. What's happening?
can you see me?
How are things over there?
not under guard, still not chained up, still can't leave. But if you can keep making connections, if you can get to me, we can go back east, back home.
I don't understand. How? What? Why would you be able to leave?
Thank you.
Why aren't you aging?
I mean that.
What is happening? What are you?
It's bad. There are fewer and fewer people in the cities these days. No one's having children anymore. But humans aren't made for living alone. They're supposed to come together, to help one another. And if we as a people can't do that, if we can't reconnect, then, well, it's like Bridget said, extinction.
Come on. Rebuilding America isn't gonna get rid of the BTs. As long as they're still around, there's no escaping it.
But at least we'll have hope. I'll be waiting, Sam. Waiting for you. Come and find me.
What is happening? None of that felt good. I don't understand. That is... That... She feels off.
Hello, Sam. This is Hartman. Since you're awake, it might behoove you to freshen up. To that end, why not take a shower? It's good for the body and soul, and also my research as it happens.
Fine. Turkey. Get a little pass waggle, little shake, shake.
Sam, this is Hartman.
I'm in the shower too.
request to me, as I oversee BT research. I'll be taking a sample of your shower water in order to study the effects your bodily fluids might have on a BT.
Study other people with dooms?
Everyone in Bridges, myself and Mama. Results thus far are inconclusive. But you possess other singular qualities, being a repatriate as well. I must confess to a measure of optimism.
Processing fluids. Waste products. Chirelling. Dispensing.
There. Take the sample with you. Should the opportunity arise, try using it on a BT. I'm curious to see how they react. Who knows? It may even prove beneficial to you. There was an old research paper detailing the effects of bodily fluids from individuals like us on BTs. It is only by recovering these materials that we can unearth the knowledge of the past. Not just the Death Stranding, but also the mystery of your body's unique properties and even our doom's affliction. There may well be hope for humanity. Sam, I have no interest in rebuilding America. I want to recover the past. 5, 4, it's almost time.
2, 1. After you make your connections and nothing happens, then what? I said, then what?
Sam, sorry to bother you while you're taking a break, but I figured you'd want to hear this. Hell, maybe it'll help you rest easier. We received a number of messages addressed to you. I've not taken a look myself, but I gather they're mostly from your clients. You should see if they contain any useful information. Mail can be accessed via your cufflinks, as well as the terminal in your private room. There's something else I'd like to share with you. With the Chiral network, we now have the power to reclaim our past.
Yo.
Data once thought lost forever from every corner of America can be pieced back back together from fragmented records. Our archives are still a work in progress, of course. But as we expand the network and integrate more way stations and cities, we'll be able to recover more and more information, such as the previous expedition's logs and reports. Everything they sent back was lost when Central Knot City was destroyed. Now, we've managed to restore some already, in fact. You can access them from a private room terminal or your cufflinks by selecting Archives. Might make for interesting reading.
Yay, reading. Check on BB.
Bo.
Ooh. Okay. City on the network. Oh, so tempting to stay up. Go to bed. Okay, sorry, bad news. First and bad news. Do you read this, or do I read this? I'm gonna have to read this. Okay. Thanks for delivering those rare medals, Sam. Everyone at the Dispo Center really appreciates you coming through for us. Fred, I've got some bad news for you, though. That bike you saw outside, its battery's dead. You'll have to give it some juice if you want to use it. Only to do it once, though. Auto charger should kick in after. Sorry if we got your hopes up, and I've got some more bad news for you, too. Brownie place. You see, different facilities have to work together, sharing materials so everyone gets what they need, and make sure that everything that's produced gets put to proper use. That's why guys like you are so important. Without porters, the whole system falls apart, the whole world. Anyway, there's this guy, George Baton, over at the way station. He used to be a reliable porter, but lately it's like pulling teeth getting him to make the simplest delivery. He keeps bitching about being scared or not having enough oxy or whatever, always some excuse. Even when he does agree to make a run, he's liable to lose half his load en route. So yeah, that's why we're a bit short on materials at the moment. I'm sure you'll soon help us put that to rights. We're counting on you. Okay. Incenter. Okay. Sam the man, our savior. Things are looking up here at the way station. Everything feels better somehow. We were all bright-eyed, bushy-tailed when we set ourselves up. 3 years of isolation and loneliness will change anyone's tune. Hell, when we first got here, we were putting up signs for porters and whatnot, but after a while, some guys got too scared to even set foot outside. When Central went up, I told myself this was it, America's done. Everyone was feeling it too, and the mood was just bleak. And then you waltzed on in. I know what you're thinking. At first, I thought it was just the oxytocin too, but that's not it. Not all of it. You gave us the glimmer of hope we needed by bringing us into the chiral network. We're back in the game now. We've been thinking of putting up signs again. Watchtowers too. Before long, we'll be opening up new delivery routes. Mark my words. It's still scary out there, though. All the oxy in the world won't help us deal with mules, let alone BTs. We shit ourselves every time we catch sight of one and end up dropping half of our equipment. Honestly, a part of me is still a little worried that we won't be able to keep it up. That's why we need you, Sam. You're not scared of anything, right? So, go show us how it's done. Aside from the touchies. Sam's all good, aside from the touchies. No touchies. Holy shit. Oh, weird. Oh. You show me something like that. Why can't the help? Well, and then I want to be one. I don't want to just look at it. But, okay. Mules and drone syndrome. British primary objective is to rebuild America. In order to rebuild, one of our main tasks is to reconnect cities and other settlements by reestablishing a delivery network. Back before the death Stranding, comms and delivery networks were what held society together. Things was automated, AI deliveries carried out by drone. They believed was that taking people out of the equation would revolutionize the entire system, but things didn't quite pan out that way. Instead, we started seeing cases of what would eventually be dubbed drone syndrome. It was too much for some folks to accept, leaving everything to machines and nothing for the common man. And indeed, the oxytocin deficiency and hormonal imbalances we confirmed seemed to back up that assessment. Humanity needed to be part of the process, so laws were put in place and we stepped back into the picture. And then what happened? All the people put out of work by machines who got called up again convinced themselves society couldn't survive without them. That brought on a whole new disorder, delivery dependence syndrome, they called it. When the Death Stranding tore us apart, the delivery problem spiraled even further. It wasn't helped any by the fact that chiral clouds prevented planes and drones from flying, which meant we had to go back to relying completely on human couriers, whether we liked it or not. Eventually, delivering goods became all some lived for. Obsessed, addicted, consumed by the desire to deliver. Over time, they turned into the mules we know and love today. Oh, okay. Bridge, baby! BB! From Dead Man. Look, I'm kind of new here at Bridges, so I don't know if any of this will be useful to you. Still, I'm happy to talk about BBs if that's what you want. They call me Dead Man on account of my familiarity with the dead, get it? We've always been on good terms, you see. Used to have regular little chats back when I worked in the morning. Anyway, that's also the reason I work on BB maintenance and research to learn more about those who are no longer with us. But I digress. Fact is, BBs were already being issued to our forces in the field before I joined Bridges. What's more, research into the little guys had already been conducted long ago, but no one took the plunge and put what they discovered to practical use. Still, what that did mean is that when Bridges wanted to build our own BBs, most of the work had already been done for us. We just needed to follow the instruction manual, so to speak. Which isn't to say that we have any idea how they work, not how they can detect PTs, or how they can connect this world to the other side. We still have much to learn about our little friends, but one thing is certain, their continued study will lead us to a greater understanding of the Stranding and of life and death itself. That much I can assure you. Well, I think that's about all I have to tell you today. Hopefully I'll have something new to share next time we chew the fat. See you around, I guess. Sure. Timefall from Hartman. 3 years ago. Timefall was first recorded when the Death Stranding occurred, and despite all the years that have passed since then, we are no closer to understanding how or why it accelerates the passage of time for the objects and organisms it touches, or why it immediately turns to ordinary water, having done so. Some researchers have gone as far as to posit this process as stealing time. As for why timefall is observed only in certain places, all that we know for certain is that it is somehow affected by local chiral concentrations. This is merely a hunch, but something in me suspects that the Death Stranding may have warped our perception of the passage of time. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, understand. We humans can conceive of our own deaths and even of the possibility of a place beyond death, yes? We have the capacity to conceptualize the future, an evolutionary advantage which aided our development as a species. Well, what if Timefall has given us a new, supercharged version of this essential ability, one that will take us to the next stage of our evolution? Perhaps we wouldn't need to hole ourselves up in the knot cities. Perhaps, in time, the Death Stranding will come to be seen as the phenomena that saved our species. Exciting thoughts, I'm sure you'll agree. I, for one, can't wait to set out on our journey. Who knows where the way sits. Find that all difficult to believe. Egyptian mummies, pyramids, etc. from Hartman 3 years ago. At what point can it be said that man truly understood what it meant to die? It would seem reasonable to suggest that it was when he began to bury his dead, a practice which originated with the Neanderthals. In a way, one might say that our growing understanding of death drove our development as a species, our fear of it, our attempts to conquer it. Why, it could be argued, our entire history revolves around these obsessions. Take the Great Pyramids of Egypt, or the tombs of the ancient emperors of China. The more powerful the person, the bigger and grander the final resting place. Or, to posit a more radical theory, could the very concepts of power and society themselves have emerged solely to facilitate the creation of such monuments, such challenges to the finality of death? Either way, in leaving behind something they hoped might endure through the ages, the builders of these edifices believed that they too might live on forever. The mummies of the Egyptians are another means by which man sought to fulfill this desire to escape the finality of death. They were created that the spiritual self, Ka, would have a physical vessel, or Ha, to which it could return. The Sokushinbutsu, or mummified monks of Buddhism, are similar in this respect. However, the monks in question aimed to transition straight from life to Buddhahood. In other words, to forego death altogether. But now that the beach has brought us into direct contact with the world beyond, our relationship with death must further evolve. The next stage in our understanding is upon us. Oh, the beach. Okay. I should have my final drink. Corals of the Sea, Hartman 3 years ago. Life began in the oceans, and as it evolved, it graduated to the land. At least this is what we believed until recently. To creatures of the sea, the land is a harsh and unforgiving place. Given this, what could possibly have compelled these organisms to make such a drastic transition? Consider that fossils of the first fish to adapt themselves to land have been found in regions with unusually large tidal range. Could it be that these creatures developed legs in order to move swiftly, in order to more swiftly return to the safety of the sea when stranded? Could their evolutionary leap have been triggered by this traumatic experience? If so, could similar circumstances have shaped the evolution of the coral-like organisms that inhabit the sea, and driven them to develop an ability to live between life and death, between time and timelessness? Coral is, after all, older than any organism of the land and hardy enough to have weathered the mass extinction of 540 million years ago, and it is a life form upon which many other organisms rely for survival. Bearing all this in mind, one could argue that the ability to survive in the sea is indicative of a profound evolutionary leap. Huh. Okay. Well, we're getting weird. Yay, fragile. Cryptobiotes, 2 years ago. We call these bugs cryptobiotes. They were recorded in reference books and databases back before the Death Stranding, but nobody ever thought to give them a proper classification, so cryptobiotes, they stayed. They're named for the process of cryptobiosis, which means hidden life. When environmental conditions get too harsh or resources too scarce, cryptobiotes can shut down their metabolic processes and enter an almost death-like state in order to survive. Tardigrades and sleeping chironomids are capable of this too, but cryptobiotes are on a whole other level. They can survive anything and anywhere, even on the beach or in the sea, and they aren't capable of prolonging only their own lives. Humans who eat them acquire a limited resistance to timefall too. You won't find them lying around just anywhere, though. You need to know where to look. Not many people even knew they existed until recently, so next to no research has been done, but now that their beneficial properties have been recognized, I'm willing to bet they'll play an important role in helping us to understand the beach, the Death Stranding, and everything else. We are educated. Yay! Get the fuck out of here.
Sam, we've received a distress call from the distro center staff.
What?
Check the order on the delivery terminal as soon as you're ready.
I was just there. Excuse me. It's gonna be the best video. Oh, like, okay. As in, like, leave my room and go to the terminal out there. Okay. Rock and roll, BB. Rock and roll.
This isn't what we agreed on. You said you'd do everything in your power to save BB.
We are. But we cannot release your son just yet. Believe me when I tell you it's for the best.
This woman in the mask who's done nothing but lie to me.
That's sad. Get murdery. Murder! What's happening? Oh, Lord.
Sam,
Sound.
out of curiosity, how's it doing at the moment?
Before I answer that,
Something wrong?
Yes.
when I hook up my BB, I see things.
What kind of things?
Like a face, someone I don't know, calling to me. There's this room, too, with other people talking, but I can't make out the words.
Bleed-through effect. Didn't I warn you about this? You're mistaking the BB's memories for your own. They're false flashbacks, nothing more. Let me explain. A BB is harvested from its steel mother at around 28 weeks and placed in a pod. To be clear, this is before it's even born. The procedure halts its development. But even at 28 weeks, its sensory systems have matured enough to process external stimuli. It is more than capable of encoding this information into memories, which can bleed into yours via your connection.
So who's the man I saw?
Someone from the medical team, maybe? Or a BB technician? Does it matter? The BB has been in circulation for a while now. It's been handled by a lot of people. How should I know which one made an impression?
'Cause you're the expert.
No one's an expert, Sam. BBs were developed decades ago in secret. They're your quintessential black boxes. We may use them, but we don't truly understand them. Believe me, I've been trying to learn more, but almost all of the old records are gone. If I find anything out, I'll tell you, all right? Dead man's honor.
Sam, check the delivery terminal and review the list of orders.
Well, I mean, I have a bunch of shit strapped, but didn't I thought I had offloaded it. What's that?
While you're resting, I ran some network diagnostics. Beryllium monitoring and holographic systems are nominal. Unfortunately, our printer is offline.
Lame.
I know. After all the trouble you went through to bring us those materials. This one's on us. We ordered a part a while back, but it never arrived. The printer needs it to communicate with the chiral network. Mules must have snatched it, caught that porter en route or something. If I'm right, they'll have taken it to their drop site, which is smack dab in the middle of their territory. Don't suppose you'd be up for stealing us our property back? Can't think of anyone more qualified than you.
Ah, shit.
Mama's added a watchtower schematic to your PCC.
Oh, okay.
If you don't have it on you, consider fabricating one. You never know when you'll need to recon an area.
Okay. I have a lot of shit. Is all this shit on me already? Yep, carried on back. Okay, good God, dude. Wait, no. No, auto arrange. Yes. Okay, is that better? Fuck find out. Let's go.
That thing you're holding is a crystal collector. Now, as the name suggests, it provides secure storage for any crystals you gather.
Excuse me. I have got to be done. This is taking way longer than I hoped. Oh, Jesus, what's happening now?
Describe your quarry. Chiral crystals appear gold to the naked eye and are frequently found in formations resembling human handprints.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Surrounding rocks and debris tend to float a few feet above
Those
the
things
ground.
have human hands as heads.
And they are most commonly found in areas with high precipitation. Got all that? Rain, floating rocks, golden handprints.
Yep.
That's your trifecta. Look for these three things and you'll find the crystals. If you've been especially observant, then perhaps you already know where to look.
Got it pretty good.
Order assigned.
You have something to I thought I offloaded my shit. Make delivery. What the fuck do I have? Okay, I apparently shit just gotta go with me. Alright. I think that's everything. I gotta go. Oh, damn, we're fucking falling, dude. We are fucking falling. Yes. Did we say? Oh, yes, that was that simple. Yay! Oh my goodness. Good night.